Now, recently while making these downfall videos, I've had a load of tip-offs and suggestions from people on my Twitter regarding YouTubers who have gone irrelevant or had a quote-unquote downfall. Now, I've been loving getting these suggestions because it makes my life way easier, so thank you guys for that. But I've started to notice a trend. About 90% of these YouTubers that you guys suggest are gamers who don't get views anymore and are irrelevant, shall we say. People like Gold Glove TV, 1.26 million subscribers, 8,000 views per video. Locks, 300,000 subs, 10k views per video. Sandy Ravage, 436k subs, 10k views per video. It seems as though the gaming genre is super volatile and way more exposed to irrelevancy compared to any other video genre. But why is this? I also want to explore how come some YouTubers can go months without uploading, come back and still get millions of views, while other YouTubers don't upload for 3 days and run the risk of ruining their channel. This video will explore the concept of irrelevancy, so we can answer the question, why do gaming YouTubers go irrelevant way more than any other video genre? Competition. There you go, I've given you one word that answers the entire video. But seriously, what is competition? Well, competition in a broad sense is rivalry between two people who share a similar goal. However, in a YouTube context, competition is the number of other creators that are making videos in a specific video genre. For example, Ninja is competing with Tfue, Keemstar is competing with Scarce, Some Ordinary Gamers is competing with Penguin Zero. I'm sure you can apply it to whatever creator you watch. However, simply knowing that competition exists isn't enough to answer the question. We have to dig a little bit deeper. Why is there a lot of competition in the gaming genre? How come some genres of content like gaming or reactions have millions of different videos available on YouTube, while other genres it's hard to even find a single person making content on a topic that you might be interested in? Well, it comes down to what's called barriers of entry. What do I mean by barriers of entry? In a YouTube setting, it's the amount of obstacles in the way of making a certain video type. For example, the specific knowledge of a skill or perhaps the equipment needed to make a specific video. Well, let's apply that to gaming. What does it take to start a gaming channel? A computer or gaming console, 90% of the developed world has one. A specific video game to make videos on, again, anyone can get that within an hour if they really want to. Recording software, editing software, all very easily accessible to anyone looking to start making content. On top of this, there's really no risk from a social standpoint. You can post videos under an anonymous name with no face cam. There's no risk of social rejection, right? And what's the result of all this? Quite literally millions of gaming videos on YouTube to compete with. Most of them get no views, but that doesn't matter. We're just trying to highlight the competition and how easy it is to make content within that genre. The current state of monetization on YouTube also likely has a huge role in the desire to be a gaming content creator. With so many different video styles becoming demonetized, there's far more incentive to go with a safer genre like gaming. On top of this, the gaming genre in itself already offers loads of incentives that you might have over other video types. Sponsorships seem to be way more prevalent than other video genres, and also you can stream on Twitch if your YouTube channel becomes big enough, an incentive that's not offered by other genres. Another aspect that adds to the level of competition is the fact that it's really difficult to differentiate yourself from other gaming YouTubers. Suppose that you're all playing the same game. Where's the point of differentiation besides the level of skill? Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but on the surface, from a visual point of view, maybe a slightly different overlay, slightly different editing, slightly different webcam, but overall, differentiating yourself from the crowd in a way unrelated to gaming skill can be difficult. We can use a comparison example like Tfue and Ninja. If you put their streams or videos side by side, they really aren't that different. But the thing is, you can compare these two high-level streamers to any other lower-level streamer or YouTuber, and it'll be a pretty similar comparison from a visual standpoint. But now let's look at some examples on the opposite end so we can have some contrast. What about those extremely differentiated YouTubers in a video genre with high barriers to entry? Let's talk about Vsauce. If you haven't heard of him, then you're probably living under a rock, but he's a science YouTuber with 15 million subscribers. He uploads very rarely. For example, his last upload was 4 months ago in February 2020. But 4 months isn't even that long for Vsauce. His previous upload before his most recent upload was 9 months ago, and 2.5 years before that. But these videos all still got millions of views. Imagine if any gaming YouTuber that you can think of uploaded 3 times in 2 years. How dead would their channel be? Pretty dead if you ask me. So then let's ask the question, what makes Vsauce extremely resistant to irrelevancy? It's not just that Vsauce makes good content, because there are loads of creators who make great content and still end up going irrelevant. It's that Vsauce has a skill that no one else on YouTube can replicate. Particularly his knowledge and interest in science to a level where no one else can compete with him. There's very few people that have the knowledge that Vsauce has, and of those who do have that same level of knowledge, how many of them have the ability to create engaging, well-edited videos like Vsauce? He's so far ahead of the pack with his skill set that no one else has any hope of catching up. Another example is someone like Brody TV. His skill is that he has the ability to go out and embarrass himself in public and look hilarious while doing it. It's something that no one else is willing to replicate because it can be embarrassing and awkward to film. You need a cameraman who's willing to follow you around for a day. It's not easy, it's a difficult type of content to produce. It has high barriers to entry. But difficult can be a good thing because the resistance to irrelevancy is much higher, considering there's minimal competition and very few alternatives to watch if you want that type of content. Final example, Casey Neistat. What does he have in his videos that no one else can replicate? Well, he has a lifestyle that very few can replicate. He has a non-douchey influencer personality despite all of his success. Another thing that not many people can replicate. And on top of this, he has filmmaking skills beyond this world that no one can even get close to replicating. He has so many skills that make him indispensable on the platform. And the result is that he can make YouTube videos that no one else will ever be able to replicate on the same level. He's only uploaded 5 times in the last 4 months. The views might not be as strong as they were previously, but they're still pretty decent. If you were to upload 5 times in 4 months on a gaming channel, it's pretty likely that your YouTube career would be pretty much fried. So, avoiding irrelevancy appears to be just having a skill that you can perform on camera that very few other people can replicate without working on themselves first. Then let's apply that to gaming. Most gaming YouTubers don't have this type of specific skill that no one else is willing or able to replicate. Well, kind of. I say that lightly. I'll talk about that in a second. But firstly, I think we can all agree, if a gaming YouTuber doesn't post, there's 100 or even 1,000 other people playing the same game who are all easily accessible on YouTube for you to watch as a viewer. It goes back to the point that if you aren't consistently producing, there's always going to be another gaming YouTuber who is. But let's go further back to what I said about gaming YouTubers not having a specific skill that no one else can replicate. What I've said is obviously not entirely true. In order for there to be certain gaming YouTubers that rise to the top, there has to be some sort of skill in place for these top gaming YouTubers, right? Well, of course. Why do you watch a Tfue or a Ninja? Because they're exceptionally skilled at the game that they're playing.
But what about, for example, like those Minecraft YouTubers where there isn't a specific skill aspect to the game? What is their skill? It's not like you need to be exceptional at the game to be an entertainer on it.
Well, that is their skill, entertainment. And this is why so many of them go irrelevant over the long term. Entertainment in itself is an extremely volatile skill, especially in the gaming world because everyone is entertaining in some aspect. So then we might ask, what's the incentive for watching an entertaining YouTuber with a limited skill aspect? It's the game they're playing, right? You like the relatability of watching them do something in a game that you personally might be able to replicate in your own time.
But what happens to both types of gaming YouTubers, the skilled and the unskilled one, when the game that they're playing begins to decline in popularity?
Well, your audience is going to decline naturally and there's nothing you can do to stop that. If people aren't interested in the game, people aren't going to watch you, period. You can be the Rolls Royce of entertainment and the most skilled player on a specific game, but if the world isn't interested in the game you're playing, you're not going to get views. And of course, there are exceptions to this like PewDiePie and other variety creators, but generally speaking, if the game that the content is being made on is on a decline, the views are also naturally going to be on a decline. Case study, someone like Noah's Noah. Following Fortnite's decline in popularity, his views have naturally dwindled. He was uploading quite literally daily, very high quality content, but given the decline in the game he was making content on, the growth just wasn't there. So when the game that the specific YouTuber is known for begins to decline in popularity, what happens to those gaming YouTubers who specifically have that gaming skill on a particular game? People like your Tfues and your Ninjas. Well, they have two options. They can stick with a game that they're exceptionally skilled at and are making content on, but it's a sinking ship given the declining viewership. They're not stupid, they know that games come and go, rise and fall in popularity. If they stick with that game, there's a chance they'll go down with the ship. So the second option seems more viable, to change game to whatever is most popular. But then let's take Tfue for example, previous top 50, top 20, top 10 player in Fortnite, right? Well, when he swaps to a game like Call of Duty Warzone, is he going to be top 50, top 20, top 10 player right off the bat?
Well, of course not. Skill level is unique to a particular game. It might translate a little bit, but not in its entirety.
Maybe in the top 10,000 or the top 5,000 players. While top 10,000 is a reasonably impressive number, why are you going to watch a streamer or a YouTuber in the top 10,000 players when there will be another streamer on Twitch or YouTube on that game in the top 20 or top 10 for that new game that they've navigated to? The reason you watch a Tfue or a Ninja is, if I had to estimate, 80% game skill, 20% personality.
When the skill level on the new game is much lower than the skill level on the previous game, there's not nearly as much incentive to watch.
And this is reflected in the YouTube views for Tfue as well as many other Fortnite creators. People like Ninja, Muselk, Lachlan, they're obviously not irrelevant or even close to it, but you can see how their view charts pretty much perfectly correlate with the popularity of the game. And this is kind of what we've seen with most of the big Call of Duty YouTubers from back in the day. As their main game that they're linked to declines in popularity, they just kind of go down with it. And the only ones who stay relevant are the ones who either move to new ventures or develop a bit more of a personality and become a variety streamer. But generally speaking, think about Whiteboy 7th Street, X-Jaws. At the time, they were the kings of the world because their skill was relevant. But looking back, you can see how disposable they are considering that their only developed skill within their videos is their ability to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And now that that game has a minimal audience, they have to resort to other shit that everyone else can replicate. Football card opening, how to smell flowers, just general clickbait BS. Anything to get a few more views before the channel disintegrates into nothing.
There's no effort, there's no passion, there's no nuance. There's nothing that is being done in these videos that can't be replicated by anyone else on this platform.
And the ultimate result, a dead channel. So then let's finish this video by answering the original question. Why do gaming YouTubers go irrelevant more than any other type of channel? Well, the videos and the channel popularity are often based on the popularity of something that's totally out of their control, the popularity of the game. On top of this, there's unlimited competition for the genre considering the low barriers to entry. Finally, differentiation beyond skill level is extremely difficult given the thousands or even millions of channels available for viewing. If you're a gaming YouTuber and want to avoid irrelevancy, it seems as though you have to offer something unique. A unique personality like CD and the Third, or exceptional skill across multiple games like Tfue or Shroud. You have to have something else that no one else can offer. Be like Vsauce, be like Brody TV, be like Casey Neistat. Offer the YouTube audience something that no one else can offer. If you do, you'll have a cruisy time on the platform.
Alright, that's going to be all for this video, guys. If you guys could like and subscribe, I'm going to put a thumb up for both because they both do the same thing. I would appreciate the hell out of that, but other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Peace!